What's up, dog? Welcome to Kayla Gets Played, podcast edition. I'm your host, Kayla Gonzalez. Let's get into it. Today, I am 90 days sober. That is 3 months sober. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Yeah, thank you so much. So also if you notice any weird cuts in the editing, just know that I was either picking my nose or like ripping a fat one. Don't worry about it. Mind your business. Hopefully audio is pretty good quality. I know the video's not gonna be, and we're gonna pull a rags to riches kind of thing with this channel, with rags to riches. Like one day you guys are gonna be saying like, man, remember when she was recording on that like shitty ass fucking thing? Like now look at her. So just keep that in mind. Bear with me. And if you don't like what I have to say about anything, I don't care. Move on. This is my space. My space. I never got to truly enjoy that. I was too young, unfortunately, but I've heard the tales and it sounds beautiful. I wish I was there, guys. I wish I was there. Wait, before I get into that, let me take my glasses off. I don't like the glare. Before I get into that, drink of the day, as you can see here, this is lemonade with a little bit of strawberry syrup mix and edible glitter and black sugar rim. Yes, drink of the day, and it's really good. Bitch, that is strawberry lemonade. Okay, call it by its name. Except then I get sugar all over my face. This house is interesting because it's 4 guys, 3 girls, including me, living in this house. So that's 7 people. And then I have my 2 dogs, I have my cat. And then one of the other roommates has a dog and a cat, which luckily everyone gets along, which is great, right? Wonderful. But they're all drinkers. They all drink. I don't know if I would go as far as to call them alcoholics. I don't want to be the one to say that, if they're not, I just see what I see. So I wouldn't go as far as to say that. But they drink a lot and like party at home and stuff like that. And we literally like everyone pretty much hangs out in the kitchen the whole time, and the kitchen is pretty big, and there's like a whole bar set up in the kitchen. So that's what I have to live with now, and that's what I've been living with since I moved here in when did I move here? Beginning of October? Yeah, the beginning of October I moved in here. So it hasn't been that long. And I'm moving out of here in April, so it won't be that much longer still. So that's why I was in rehab. Kayla made some poor choices and hurt people's feelings. And you know what's crazy is I tried to get sober a year ago, and I had too many enablers around me, and they were like, "You're fine. You're in your 20s. It's cool. Drink, party, blackout." Because that's the thing. I'm a blackout drinker. I don't have like 1 or 2, cute little like fun girly drinks. No, I'm having like 4 double margaritas, and the bartenders love me. So sometimes it's a little more than a double, okay? So maybe their hand slipped. I don't know. But I was drinking like a man, all right? I was drinking like a man, and I was blacking out almost every time I drank. Just about every time I drank, I was blacking out in some way, shape, or form. The amount of times I had to get carried out of whatever establishment I was in, like, too many times. Yeah. So, it happens though. It happens. But yeah, I tried to get sober a year ago, and too many enablers around me, unfortunately. And still, I feel like sometimes, like, I have certain people around me that are kind of preying on my downfall when it comes to the sobriety thing. Like, you know, if I'm like, I can hang out with drunk people because I still like to party. I'm a party girl. I can hang out with drunk people. I can hang out with people that drink around me because I live in this house. Because I live in this house. Because there's such a drinking culture in this house with all these like 20 somethings. And there's a bar in the kitchen where I hang out all the time, where I feed my dogs. Like, that's, I just have to live with that, and I have to be the one to choose to not drink. And I make that choice every single day. It's not always easy, but I make that choice and I do it. I've made it pretty public that I'm sober from alcohol, and which leads, every time you get sober, you lose friends. No matter what your drug of choice is, you lose people when you get sober. And that's just the way it is. Like, some people only want to hang out and drink. And I feel like a lot of people though don't realize like how okay I am with people around me being drunk, just because of like being in early sobriety and living at this house with these roommates. Like, it doesn't phase me at all. And the fact that I like to go out all the time and like party and, club and dance, like, of course I'm going to be around drunk people all the time. I can't control them. I can't control their life. I can only control what I can do. Or like, my roommates will get a pack of beers and stuff like that, and it'll just be sitting in the middle of the countertop, staring at me. And sometimes it does take a lot to not grab it and take one out, especially if no one's home, if no one's looking. That's when it's the hardest, when no one's looking, and you tell yourself, who's gonna know? Well, I'm gonna know. I'm gonna know. And I have to live with that if I do that, and I don't want to do that. I don't want to be one of those fake sobriety people that's like, oh yeah, I'm this many days sober, and then in reality I'm like drinking behind the scenes. I don't want to be that person. Like, if I do relapse, I'm gonna be open and out about it, as I am with everything else. Which is crazy because like I wouldn't be considered an angry drunk. I was a pretty like happy, like mellow, well, not mellow. I was a pretty happy drunk. But then you keep drinking and it gets a little sloppy and it gets a little emotional, and next thing you know, I'm like crying at the bar in front of everybody. um Good times, good times. No, I'm kidding. It was not good times. It was embarrassing times. Girl, don't do it. Don't do it, diva. Like, hungover in the morning, drinking at night. Hungover in the morning, drinking at night. Go to work, party.
No sleep. Bus, club, another club, plane, next place. No sleep, no fear. Nobody believed in me.
Just all of that. And oh my god, I threw up so much. That's one thing. That's one thing that I don't miss about drinking. Like, I miss some things about drinking, right? That's natural. But like, one thing I don't miss about drinking is how much I threw up all the time. I do not miss throwing up almost every day. Like, it was almost every day I was like throwing up, either at the night, usually in the morning. But oh my god, so many times, so much, so many situations. And it's just like, that can't be good for someone to do it that much, you know? It can't be good. So that's something. Yeah, that's something. And so I've never been on my own, like, ever. I always have some kind of structure, I guess, or like, I have to keep this space clean, or I have to be respectful of this person, boundaries. I didn't have any boundaries in that house, so of course I'm gonna let loose. Of course I'm gonna get a little wild. Can't help myself. Um, but like, my family, one thing I will say about my family is they did a really good job of like warning me, like, from a young age, like, you're an addict, like, you have addictive, like, genetics, specifically with alcohol too. Like, I was warned of these things from an early age, and I feel like that's why, like, I'm 23 now, and I feel like that's why I'm able to get sober at this age, is because I knew from a young age the signs and what to look for and like why it's bad. And and then, you know, had all this crazy stuff happen for me to get my ass into rehab and like get my life together. And now I can say like I'm 23 and sober, and not a lot of people, not a lot of 23-year-olds can say that. So that I feel like pretty blessed about. Yeah. 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 Every time I lose track of what I'm saying or about to say, I'm just gonna. Oh my god, I love the glitter in this stuff. It's so fun. It's so fun. Let me look at my notes, because I swear. I do swear a lot. Unfortunately, I have a potty mouth and I can't contain it a lot of times. Most times, in fact, kind of sucks. So my number one low was no phone. I'm addicted to this thing. I have two phones. One for the bitches and one for the hoes, you know? It is because I love the Vampire Diaries. Team Stefan or Damon? Team Stefan or Damon? Say it in the comments right now. Right now. Right now. And then I'll tell you the answer in 3, 2, 1. Damon. If you wrote Stefan, said I was crying for the first like 2 weeks. Just so many tears. Cuckoo clock time. Wonderful. That is my family cuckoo clock. Moving on. Slightly before going into rehab and getting sober, I had just recently started going to the gym. And luckily for me, in rehab, they had some like workout gear. They had free weights, they had an elliptical, and they had a treadmill. And so I was able to like kind of retain the gains I was getting from before I went into rehab. And in fact, I actually got a lot more because of how good I was eating, because I wasn't like buying and preparing my own food, which I'm like kind of lazy about sometimes. You know, I'm in my 20s. All right, leave me alone. So yeah, towards the end of rehab, I remember like specifically I was like braiding my hair one night before bed, and I had like a tank top on like this or something. I was braiding my hair and I like flexed for a second, like just for some reason, and I could like see the muscle growth. I was like, okay, muscles, okay. Like I was feeling myself. Like, yeah, like that. Yeah. I love that. I love the little sound effects. They're so cute. He didn't say White Claws. He said one of the other girl beers, like a fruity seltzer thing. He was like, I thought it was gonna be stuff like that. Da 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 da. And I'm like, nope, I'm a tequila girl. They would make us say our uh sober date and our drug of choice, and what was the other one? I think it was just those two, sober date and drug of choice. And I would always say, my sober date is December 6th, and my drug of choice is tequila, because it wasn't like alcohol specifically. It was pretty much tequila. Like, if I didn't have tequila, I would drink pretty much anything because I was an alcoholic, but tequila, that's my drug of choice. We only got 4 smoke breaks a day. Dude, this thing, hold up. Four smoke breaks a day. Are you kidding me? Also, they did med pass like 3 or 4 times a day. And each med pass you could get 2 nicotine lozenges, which is like a little, it was kind of like a mint that like melted in your mouth. And they were 4% nicotine, but me and my homie would stockpile them, and I think at one point I would just start popping like 4 or 5 of them in there at a time for the Nick fix. It was, you know, that's my truth. That's my truth. I missed my vape, and they would like put it in vape jail when it wasn't smoke break. So yeah, making fun drinks helps, especially like in a social situation like that, because then I still like kind of feel involved, like I'm drinking with you guys too, but like not really sober as fuck off that nothing. So yeah, fun drinks have helped at home, and in like social situations. Like I went out with some friends to an arcade kind of situation, and they were all getting drinks and stuff, and I got pretty much every bar has some kind of mocktail menu, and if they don't, you can just ask for like a certain drink and just say not to put alcohol in it, I'm sober, and they'll be like, oh, I got you, and they'll like make it really good and yummy if you like a fun drink. And then you don't have like random people being like, hey shawty, let me buy you a drink, so yeah. I kind of hate being sober. It's a little boring, especially in this house. That's wrong. I don't hate being sober. Like, the pros and cons, the cons just outweigh. Like, there's so many bad things about me being drunk, me drinking. You know, of course, because I'm always going to have that weakness, but I'm not going to say never. I don't want to. So that's been really helpful for me, and that doesn't involve any step work or anything. It just feels like sober homework, and I've never been a homework person. Like, it's already bad enough that I have to be sober, and now you're telling me I have to do homework too? 12 steps of it? I'm good. No, thank you. And I have to apologize to everybody? Hell no. Most of them deserve that shit. Not all of them, but most of them. Probably. I don't remember. Yeah, that's where I'm at. I don't really know how to conclude this in like a graceful way. I hope you had a good time listening / viewing if you're watching the video. Hopefully my editing isn't too shit. It's been a while. Like, subscribe, and share, and comment, and all that, whatever. It's been real. It's been real. Alright, peace, I'm out.